Hi, this is Pete Miller here. I'm recording this in Sydney, actually in my own condo in Sydney. I have this rented out from the company that runs this building for 3 years, and they just pay me an amount each month. I don't know how much they make from it. They can make 10 times as much. It doesn't matter to me. I previously had this on Airbnb, and it was difficult, especially during the pandemic. And I was talking to them one day about how difficult it was, and they said, well, do you want us to manage it? I didn't even know this was an option, and this has been a great option for me to take. However, I knew I had to come to Sydney for a wedding, and I wrote to them and said, how much does the owner pay if he wants to rent it out? And they said, we'll give you a week for free, which is really nice. It's really fantastic. Sydney is always take. They, have to pay for a new tax or a new legislation or something else. But to have something for free is really unusual and very welcome. So this is just an introduction of how I got into property in Sydney. This is where I started, and in Chiang Mai. The property markets in Sydney and Chiang Mai are completely different, mainly because Chiang Mai, there is no, there's hardly any increase in the value of the property. It's a lifestyle thing. And on Saturday, I'll be there at the rent to or buy to rent, buy to let seminar from Gary. My story is property. I really love it, and most people don't get into property because they can't quite get their heads around the risk involved. The risk was taken away for me, really, because of my family and how I got into some work. I'll just tell you about that. My dad bought his first property, his first apartment. He only ever really bought apartments at his age of 20. And he got into doing that. He was a tool maker, so he left school really early, about 15 years old. So his education wasn't in investment. However, he loved Monopoly. His parents, my grandmother and grandfather, ran a fruit cart in Parramatta, a working class suburb of Sydney. And they used to get home quite late, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and leave early in the morning. So he had about 4 hours every afternoon to spare between school and them getting home. And he used to go to his neighbours, and they had a Monopoly set. And he played over and over, and he became really good at it. And it was natural for him to go and buy a property when he was 20, and he built up quite a few. I'm not sure how many, but there was quite a few there. He eventually sold them all as he got older, and he didn't want to kind of manage them anymore. But I came across it because every Sunday, not afternoon, evening, a guy called Neville used to turn up, knock on the door, and he was a man that my father employed as a rent collector. And he would dump a whole lot of money on the table, and they'd talk, and then he'd go. And that happened every Sunday. And I thought, that was pretty cool. And then when Neville was unwell or he couldn't do the run, my dad took me in the car, and we'd go around and collect the rent. It was actually, I'm not sure if it was weekly or monthly. Maybe it was monthly. Yeah, it would have been monthly. But that left a huge impression on me, because I thought, well, if this is work, it doesn't look too difficult. However, you have to get your head around it. So I was introduced to it that way. The other big difference for me, and the reason why I bought property in Sydney and eventually Chiang Mai, was because I can renovate. And that makes a big difference. And I could only renovate. I had no training in it at all, except that when I was an actor, between jobs, I used to go to films and work on the art department of films. And the art director who employed me, when he wasn't working on films, he used to renovate apartments here in Sydney and make a lot of money. It's a very popular thing to do here in Sydney. You can make a lot of money by capital gain. And so we did that. We probably renovated 5 to 10 of it. And he's an art director, so he had a very good eye for design. And he taught me. I just picked it up. I wasn't really looking to learn much about it, because I was an actor. I didn't think it was going to be my eventual kind of income earning job, and it now has. But yeah, renovation's not that difficult. You do have to have an eye for design. And if I had my books here, if I was in Chiang Mai, I'd show you my books that I've learned from. And I really like design. I grew up wanting to be an architect actually, but I just didn't have the maths and all that sort of stuff. It looked very hard work for me, so I didn't continue. But I love buildings and design and shapes and colours and everything like that. And the rule about design is you don't have to go and be a interior design person at some college or something. It's just all about compatible colours and knowing who your target market is and how they want to feel comfortable. The condo in Chiang Mai is a perfect example because there's not much competition. If they're owned by Thais, they're blank, they're boring, and there's nothing been done to them. Furniture is 10, 15 years old. And so when they walk into my apartment, they just go, oh, wow, how soon is this available? Can I take over now? Because that's what you want. You want the tenant or the prospective tenant to walk in and go, wow, this is cool. I can imagine myself here. Our clients are all digital nomads, most of them, or teachers, English people from America, England, Australia, Canada, South Africa. And yeah, they want something which is modern and relaxing at the same time. We only have a studio apartment. I don't do any one bedroom like that. Studios give a better return on the investment. And the reason why I was so cheap, I bought it. I just couldn't resist it. I didn't go there thinking I was going to buy it, but it was offered to me, and I thought, what? So I went around and had a look at all the other condos for sale in Chiang Mai, and the one I was offered in the trio condo was just ridiculously cheap. I couldn't resist it. I thought, what? So I lived there for a while, but then I moved out. I built a house 40 minutes south of Chiang Mai on a farm because I wanted to do filming there, and yeah, so it's always rented. Chiang Mai is really popular. We have a lot of return clients. And yeah, it's gone back to now pretty much pre-COVID levels as far as rent goes. It dropped a lot. It dropped from, for a studio, 12,000 down to 8, sometimes 7. And I didn't use Airbnb before that, but we did during the pandemic, and it saved me. There was just no one here in Chiang Mai at that time, but Airbnb saved my ass, and I don't use it anymore. It's not necessary. And Airbnb people can be a bit picky, and yeah, they can be not difficult, but they can be their expectations can be unrealistically high. And so look, that's some of what I'll talk about this Saturday. And love to see you there virtually. I'll be recording something, and I'd love to see you there. Okay, Pete Miller signing off. Bye for now. Bye-bye.